I mean, she's my teammate, she's my business partner, she's my manager, she's my lawyer, she's my lover, she's my baby mama to be, she's my everything, you know. So,
Did Meagan Good just make her pregnancy public, everyone? Because Devon Franklin is experiencing a severe emotional breakdown as a result of it. Discuss the harm to your emotions. However, it should be remembered that Meagan Good was the one who informed Devon that she had no desire to have children. She might be playing house and getting pregnant with Jonathan Majors, who is still coping with the consequences of those messy DB accusations. All of a sudden, Devon Franklin is vivid, according to sources, and is not just astonished, but also deeply upset. It was hurtful to send late-night texts and question everything. It is also obvious that Megan's pregnancy may be touching a nerve he was not prepared to reveal, despite the fact that he had a new girlfriend. Why then is Devon pleading for another opportunity? The rumors are growing, everyone. What does that reveal about the actual dissolution of their marriage? It is going to be a huge mess. So let us get started, everyone. Do you see what I did? Devon Franklin has been acting strangely on social media recently, everyone. In all honesty, it exposes far more than he likely meant. He certainly is not behaving like he has moved on, even if he has been out here saying he has. For weeks now, he has been sharing cryptic messages, heartfelt sayings, and content that verges on a breakdown. And things are only getting worse now that Meagan Good's alleged pregnancy is making headlines. However, because let us be honest, a second is worth a millisecond, fans are calling it out for what it is. What specifically did Devon anticipate happening? There has been a significant bump on the road between Jonathan Majors and Meagan, and they have been doing well for some time. Additionally, they are already married. They have undoubtedly consummated their marriage. Additionally, they have endured a great deal of public scrutiny, which naturally is bringing them closer. Furthermore, based on their recent movements, it seems certain that the baby would arrive, allegedly. Both of them have been giving clues for months, despite the fact that they have kept the majority of their relationship private. Red carpet moments, interviews, and even subtly written Instagram captions. Everything was suggesting that they were serious about starting a family. And Devon's response says it all now that it could be occurring. His amazement was not the only one. All that was evident was his hurt. Meagan could be expecting more than that. It is because she gave something to someone else that she would not have given to him, a kid. It is happening in public now with a different man. Well, all right. It all began a few days ago when Jonathan May posted a little video of himself and Meagan Good working out together as a pair. They sort of promoted their new brand, you know. However, if you have been following them, you're already aware that they have been flaunting their workouts, but for a completely different reason. This one had everyone talking because fans swiftly added something that was not previously present in the video. Meagan appeared to be sporting a small, discreet baby bulge. Furthermore, it was not only a coincidence. Jonathan casually brought up her pregnancy while promoting her workout, tossed it in there as if it did not matter. However, it was instantly clocked by the internet. Additionally, it appeared to be a gentle beginning of a pregnancy. Furthermore, the timing is incredibly chaotic.
hey, her belly does look fit. Who knows if she's pregnant? I can't call it. Love you. All right, y'all, that's it. Goodbye. Peace.
I do not know about the rest of you, but there seemed to be a strange energy between him and her. However, it may have been merely an unexpected event to the general public, you know. However, it appeared that this pregnancy could have been prearranged. These days, Meagan was not exactly boasting about her baby fever. Indeed, it seems as though a switch was flicked the instant she finalized her divorce from Devon Franklin. Meagan was always quite clear that having children was not part of the plan while she was married to Devon. She repeated it several times. Fast forward to Meagan's post-divorce declaration that she was prepared to start a family. Additionally, it appears that she may not be wasting any time. She really stated unequivocally that she was seriously considering becoming a mother in an interview she did shortly after the breakup, which I'm going to show you. She exuded confidence, excitement, and, to be honest, a slight sense of relief. This makes the encounter with Jonathan Majors all the more revealing because of that, because it is more than just chatter today. Meagan appears to be following through and doing it according to her own schedule.
Final question for you. What do you want next? What is next for Meagan Good in life?
I want to travel. I want to direct more. I want to do more action. I want to create vehicles for little Black girls to show themselves in completely different lights and help support that and uplift that. I don't know. I want to find my right house that I'm excited about, and maybe have a kid. You know, yeah.
A few weeks ago, she conducted another interview with Scott Evans in which she reiterated her plans for the kid. Meagan did not hold back in that sit-down. She made it quite evident that she was well prepared to become a mother. The way she subtly implied that she and Jonathan were already at that stage of actively trying was what truly grabbed everyone's attention. It was not a nebulous, maybe someday remark. This was a lady who had decided what she wanted to do, had planned out her next phase, and was putting her all into it.
I know I want to be a mom.
You do?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, is that something you've always known, or did you come to that?
I've come to that.
Was there something that happened? Was there did you see a baby, you were holding a baby and you were like, uh-oh, the feeling that people talk about is happening?
I think it's more, because even my sister tell you, like when she got pregnant with my first nephew, she was like, I had to tell you something. I was like, okay, what? She's like, you can be her. We actually had this moment somewhere else, but just tell me you're pregnant. I'm gonna tell you my response.
Okay, so Meg, I gotta tell you something.
What?
So, we're pregnant. You're gonna be an auntie. I'm gonna have a baby.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, you're pregnant.
Yes, I'm pregnant.
Why? Right now? Wow, Caesar, wait, wow.
Did you say why, or did you?
Be able to do anything. That was my response.
You did not say why.
I said right now.
Right. But we have so many
she
plans.
was like 33. But I will say, I think even that put me back a little bit because I was like, ooh, that's a lot, you know?
Yeah.
But I think even now, I'm just super ready because I think there was a fear that life would turn into Groundhog's Day. And I think now, honestly, in huge part to Jonathan, because I knew I wanted to be a mom before Jonathan. I knew I was about ready before Jonathan.
Yep.
But I'm like ready right now because I have so much fun with him and because I know that it's not gonna become Groundhog's Day. I know that me and him are gonna be backpacking over here and we're gonna be over here producing this movie that I might be directing and he might be producing or he might be starring, and our kids are gonna be with us in Africa, wherever it is. But I just know that even if we're not moving around a lot, that the way that we move, I really, really love. And the way that we do life, I really, really love.
And that your tribe will go with you.
Yes, and even if we don't go anywhere, it's just the texture of what the quality of life looks like.
Yeah.
It is wonderful.
However, it appears that we will soon be seeing a little version of Meagan or Majors roaming around. While fans are divided mostly due to Jonathan's contentious background, there is one individual who is certainly not feeling the pregnant glow. It appears to be Devon Franklin. Without even mentioning her name, Devon is improving this dance, you guys. Fans are not the only ones who notice the man's subtle saltiness. Rumor has it that Devon still has feelings for Meagan, not just a sentimental kind of love, but the kind that involves actively attempting to win her back. Even the men were boys. I want to swallow my pride, apologize, and stop blaming others. I'm the one at fault. R&B is attempting to win you back, you know? Indeed, he appears to be doing most of the work behind the scenes, despite the fact that she is married and now expecting another guy. Additionally, according to sources, he has been attempting to persuade her that this baby need not be the end of their story and that they still have time to work things out. However, it is obvious that Meagan has moved on. Therefore, the true query is, why has not Devon? According to sources, Devon is going to take things a step further. Therefore, things are about to change. He has allegedly been attempting to persuade Meagan that Jonathan is not the type of man she should be raising a child with, and he is bringing receipts, so he is not simply making fun of you. Sources claim that Devon has been displaying statistics and DP cases that highlight the high number of illnesses that started or worsened during pregnancy. According to reports, he is exploiting Jonathan's recent history, the DV accusations that are still fresh in people's memories, as justification for Meagan to reconsider her circumstances. Rumor has it that he has been subtly attempting to yank her away from Jonathan before things worsen, and has been telling her that this pregnancy may be the beginning of something awful. It is still debatable, though, whether that stems from lingering heartache or sincere care. Post it in the remarks. But if we are being completely honest, Devon's worries are not exactly new because let us not forget, Jonathan has a history of DV accusations. His ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari, accused him of being physical with her, and he was still embroiled in legal trouble when he and Meagan initially started dating. The romance immediately had people talking, and the timing could not have been worse. While some were hopeful that Meagan had found peace following her divorce, others expressed support, stating that Jonathan had finally found his Coretta. Many followers were criticizing her choice, questioning why, after finally ending a marriage that many believed held her back, she would plunge headfirst into disarray. Jonathan denied the accusations in public, but when the voice recordings were discovered again and went viral, the situation drastically changed. He was heard acknowledging in the video that he had actually touched Grace and caused her bodily harm. Any space for skepticism was swiftly erased as the internet took off. That tape totally changed the story for many people who saw it as the confirmation they needed.
I'm ashamed. I've never gone out. I never wrestled with a woman before. I mean, it's just, I've never high aggressive. Like,
you strangled me and pushed me against the
car.
car.
All those things are under aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's never happened to me. So I'm
because I said something sarcastically, if in your eyes.
Clearly it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly that.
Something inside of you.
Yeah, towards you.
Not long after that, he and Meagan made their engagement public, and soon after, the internet began to speculate. In all honesty, the optics were not ideal, especially when it was revealed that Meagan was paying for almost everything. Many people thought Jonathan was using her as a PR shield to cover up his dirty reputation. No, the Marvel funds have not been used yet. The Jasmine brand claims that Meagan is responsible for all expenses. She was forced to cover the $75,000 training cost, even though they truly wanted this dog. I mean, it is insane. Do not tell me she visited the dog whisperer, please. And it became wilder just when many believed it could not get much wilder. According to a source, Meagan is also supposedly paying Jonathan's daughter's child support. Yes, everyone. It seems that most people were unaware that Jonathan had a complete daughter, but hear me out. Covering your man's expenses is one thing. Can you pay my debts, you know? However, paying child support for a child who is not even yours, it is more than simply love. A full-fledged sponsorship, that is. If you know that it is even homosexual. However, the same source did not end there. They even went so far as to say that Meagan could be spending all of her funds in order to keep Jonathan afloat. Rumor has it that she had been paying for so many of his bills that it was beginning to negatively impact her financially. Nobody knows what Meagan finds in this man, according to the sources. She might not be able to pay her mortgage if things continue in this manner. To make things worse, Meagan did not enter this scenario with a blank slate. It is said that everyone in her immediate vicinity attempted to warn her. Meagan acknowledged in an interview with Jenna and Friends on the Today Show that almost everyone in her social circle expressed grave concerns about Jonathan. According to reports, she was advised to avoid him by friends, family, and even colleagues in the profession who described him as a walking red flag. Meagan, however, decided to stand by him as she battled for their relationship in spite of all the warnings.
It's been really wonderful. And yeah.
Did any friends advise you, like, he's in the middle of legal troubles, why don't you wait a beat? Why don't you wait to see how everything kind of shakes out?
Yeah, every friend advised me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, one thing I know is I can always look myself in the mirror when I trust my spirit, when I trust God, when I ask God, and when I, move to the beat of my own drum. I can always look and say, okay, I'm proud of that. No matter whatever happens, I have peace in my heart, I have harmony in my heart. And it's only when I do something based on someone else saying, well, I think you should do this. And I take everyone I love's opinion and advice into account for sure. But at the end of the day, I'm the one who has to live my life, and I'm the one who has to, get to heaven one day prayerfully and give God an account of what I did. And so I want to be responsible for the choices that I make. And I also want to live the life that I want to live.
Devon may be right when he says that Jonathan may be using Meagan to improve his reputation and get back on his feet, and that their relationship feels somewhat performative. On the other hand, supporters argue that Devon should not play the victim too much because Meagan did not just go. Many people think that he wanted her to shrink into the ideal Christian wife. Because of his profession as a preacher, she was gradually driven out the door by it. That strain did not go away overnight. Rather, it grew until Meagan came to the realization that she could no longer live her reality in front of the mirrors. You know how they constantly say that compromise is crucial and that love alone is insufficient? In the instance of Meagan and Devon, it seemed as though she was the one bending. You are bending, I see. It must have been difficult for her to change her way of life in order to conform to the expectations of a preacher's wife. To meet Devon where he was, professionally, spiritually, And socially, she sacrificed a lot. But despite all of that work, it never seemed to be enough. To make matters worse, several members of Devon's religious group were often criticizing her. She was worn down by the criticism, the rumors, and the unceasing attention. She was not merely making concessions. In order to keep that marriage intact, she was losing aspects of herself. And I do not mean a few awkward glances or casual remarks when I term bullying. These people made it their goal to destroy Meagan. They cast doubt on her morals, brought up her history, and categorically said that she was not devout enough to be standing next to their pastor. It was persistent, focused, and intensely personal. It was not only rumors. Meagan finally quit attending church completely because things had become so horrible. She opened up and became emotional in this interview, which I'm going to play, and she disclosed how severe the backlash became. She claimed that the condemnation and unrelenting criticism from churchgoers got to the point where she was on the verge of completely losing her faith. Her tranquility, her sanity, and clinging to what little faith she still had were more important than marriage.
When Devon and I got married, I no longer was receiving criticism from just people in the world. I was receiving criticism from people who were Christian. It was very, it was almost kind of like brutal attacks I was getting on my character, on my husband, on different things. So I wasn't ready for that. And I think the first maybe 2.5 years that I was married,
But it got worse, you know. When Meagan and Devon were still married, they went to a public speaking event where a woman in the audience actually got up and attempted to publicly humiliate Meagan for her attire. She questioned Meagan's modesty and said that she was not suitable to be a pastor's wife, calling her out in front of the entire congregation. Devon was forced to intervene and immediately defend her, but by then, the harm was already done. The incident went viral, which further fueled the flames Meagan was already battling behind the scenes.
There is not offensive, but I was at the grocery store and I looked at a newsstand and I saw you and you had your breast shown. Okay.
It's okay. It's all right.
Go ahead.
It's all right. It's all right.
So I wasn't gonna come here. I wasn't. But the Lord brought me here to see you. You're beautiful.
So yes, Meagan truly experienced everything when she was married to Devon, and when she eventually left and began living her life on her own terms, supporters were cheering her on for precisely that reason. However, Devon was unable to move on even after the divorce was official. In interviews and post-encrypting comments on loss and recovery, he often brought it up. In the same way, he acknowledged that he was having difficulties following the divorce, while Meagan was moving on with happiness at the notorious Red Table Talk episode, an interview with Jada Pinkett Smith.
When you on the other side of a marriage that did not work the way you thought, it changes everything. It's painful. You know, I just bought a piece of property, first piece of property. In the contract, Devon Franklin, an unmarried man. I might have well broken down because I never saw this moment. When we said I do, there was never a moment when we were thinking I don't. So to live in the I don't,
that's pain.
you don't know what it's like until you do.
Meagan was enjoying her best life, remaining booked, busy, quiet, and cute, concentrating on her next chapter while he was out there spiraling in public. Naturally, though, people began making fun of Devon for doing the most, especially because Meagan did not mention him at all. She was letting her tranquility speak for itself and embracing life to the fullest. However, as soon as Meagan started dating Jonathan Mangers, all of that goodwill began to change. Many people were taken aback by his ego drama, the accusations, and the situation in general. All of a sudden, the same supporters who had been encouraging her following the divorce were now casting doubt on her decisions and wondering whether she was more careless. However, things have only become rougher now that she could be having a child with him. Devon, who reportedly offered to step up and be there for Meagan and give their relationship another chance after months of talking about healing and letting go, is now back in the spotlight. Not with a new wife, though. The crazy love triangle that no one anticipated, however, is what is left. Jonathan was embroiled in scandals but continued to build a family. Devon was heartbroken and lurking in the background, and Meagan was torn between her past and present like a chess game of emotions. There may be a kid on the way. One man wants her back, and the other has her already. But here's the actual query. Is Devon attempting to win the battle, or is he truly battling for love? He could be a bit too late because Meagan's next chapter is already underway. However, I have another feeling that the tea is simply getting hotter in this story.